Hey everyone, this is Sir Michael Rivera, Read On, where I review the best books out there. They're not recent, but they're good. Um, well, I'm not so sure about this one. I actually have mixed feelings about this one. This is actually the autobiography of Fidel Castro. And actually, what makes this book interesting is that it's not written by Fidel Castro. It's actually written by Norberto Fuentes, who fought with him during the revolutionary days. He was one of his commanders when they were trying to take over Cuba. And as I said, I have mixed feelings about this book. It's written by Norberto Fuentes, purporting to be Fidel Castro, and it's supposed to be in Fidel Castro's voice. And that's the problem. A lot of times when I read this book and when I read specific passages in this book, I felt like this doesn't sound like Fidel Castro. The other question is how much of it is myth and how much of it is fakery. And I suspect that in this book there's more fakery than actual stuff that really happened. Now don't get me wrong. Sometimes I felt like he was dead on with the whole fidelismo and with the machismo and everything like that. But at other times I felt like there was more exaggeration and embellishment and sensationalism than actually trying to capture the essence of Fidel Castro. And this bothered me because I think that he's one of my better, uh, my more favorite historical figures, Fidel Castro. I like Fidel Castro. I've liked him for a long time. I don't like some of the things that he's done, but as a historical figure, you have to admit he is gold. Um, so that's why, in many ways, I was a little let down by this book. I will say, in its credit, that the portrayal of Che Guevara, the idealism that encapsulated Che Guevara, is definitely very accurate, and I felt was very believable. Sometimes I actually felt that he was probably better served having written a biography, or an autobiography, I should say, on Che Guevara than Fidel Castro, because he did, I think, succeed in capturing the essence of Guevara. So, but when it came to Fidel, I think that there's a lot of hostility, a lot of bitterness here, and I think that Norberto Fuentes had an axe to grind. So when you read this book, you have to remember this guy had an axe to grind. I think he was exiled from Cuba by Fidel, so when he wrote this, he was not a happy camper. Having said that, just for the historicity of it, following the campaign of the guerrilleros in the Sierra Leone Mountains as they try to take over Cuba is was wonderful, and it almost read like a novel because actually in real life it was like a novel. I mean, it was a very adventurous theme that they undertook, and I mean they succeeded. This was one of the greatest coups in the history of history, and I think for that this book deserves some credit, and that's why I say I have mixed feelings rather than just throwing it out the window. Um, However, I will say if you are looking to read an authentic uh, biographical work on Fidel Castro, or you're trying to write a paper or something like that, this work is not it. However, if you have read the biographies, if you are, you're more than a novice Fidel Castro reader, then yeah, probably you can venture into these pages because you might just find something interesting there. So once again, this is the autobiography of Fidel Castro. I like the cover, by the way. It's just kind of like a silhouette of Fidel Castro. It's written by Norberto Fuentes, and this is Rita with Sir Michael Rivera.